Hi everyone, it's Kieran here at Magical Traveller. Hope you're having a great day. And today I am very excited to say we are going to share an exciting update about Norwegian Cruise Line. Now, if you've never sailed with Norwegian Cruise Line, they are a really great premium, relaxed luxury cruise. And I've got a really good, close colleague and friend of mine as well who has kindly come on board to share firsthand kind of all the updates and news from Norwegian Cruise Line. So, Laura, do you want to say hello to everyone?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kieran. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be able to talk really in depth today about Norwegian Cruise Line, why we're different to some of the other cruise lines out there, but really sort of what makes us unique. So, yeah, massive welcome and thank you.
No, thank you for joining us. And I think what I am excited again to work with you guys is you definitely fit into kind of the clientele that I tend to attract as well, which are those customers who kind of like things a little bit more elevated. So they're happy to kind of go that little bit further to kind of spend maybe a little bit more to get kind of the more premium service and kind of premium inclusions, but they also like it more relaxed as well. And obviously you guys pioneered kind of that freestyle cruising concept, which I'm sure we're going to talk about today. But
Yeah.
I think the big one as well is the More at Sea program. And I know it's recently changed as well, but I think that is those two things I would say, and correct me if I'm wrong, but those are the two things I think that make you stand out compared to some maybe the other cruise lines. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We are different to some of the others, in the sense that we are very much about freedom and flexibility, Kieran. So, we have no formal nights on our ships, no black tie evenings. It's just a really relaxed feel. As soon as you set foot on our ship, you haven't got that timetable to follow, that no regimental feel. And it works. Our customers
Yeah.
love that. They love to be able to holiday their own way, which is what makes
Yeah.
us unique that way. So we are all about the value that we offer our customers on board. And you're
Yeah.
right, more at sea it is incredible value. And it was originally free at sea.
Yeah.
But we've actually made it even better. And we're now calling that more at sea. So yeah, I mean it is all about adding on more at sea, but almost creating that all-inclusive package where everything is
Yeah.
included for them. And it's working incredibly well. So
It
yeah.
is definitely, and I think it's something to get excited about. So, because compared to some of the other cruise lines, they're actually moving away from the all-included bracket type of thing. So, in the mainstream cruise category, it's actually really difficult to book a cruise and see the price points you're paying and know that you've got an all-inclusive cruise type of thing. It's becoming such a big topic of conversation. I think to know that you can, as you say, go on board and have that really relaxed, amazing time and not feel pressured to kind of have to, keep to a certain timetable. And we could talk more about how that works with dining, especially, which is a big one as well. But, then to have kind of the more at sea package as well and just know that you're covered, all the key things you're going to want in your cruise are sorted before you even get on board. You're
Yeah.
just there to relax and enjoy. You're not kind of doing cruise line maths, as I like to call it, of just kind of trying to
Yeah,
navigate
exactly.
everything and go kind of like, if I want to get the most out of this and I want to do this, you're not doing any of that. You're just, the
Yeah.
second you get on board, as you say, you're ready to explore your holiday.
Yeah, I mean, with more at sea, it's a really simple message, and that's what we always want to make sure we're easy. We in terms of the messaging that we come across, and so
Yeah.
more at sea is simple. Your customers, whatever cruise they're on, they can upgrade to more at sea. So even based on a 10-night sailing, for example, they add on more at sea, and they will get the premium beverage package. So that is an unlimited top shelf drink, so the decent branded spirits, beers, wines, cocktails, mocktails, perfectly formed cocktails, all unlimited with no cap. And that's just one of the benefits that your customers will get from more at sea.
Yeah.
They get specialty dining of 3 nights worth based on a 7-day sailing. So they get to eat in those
Amazing.
gorgeous, specialty restaurants such as our Cagney Steakhouse and
Yeah.
our French bistro restaurant. And then we've got our excursion credits as well. So if you've got customers that love to explore and they love to get off at every single port of call they visit, then we give them a credit of $50 on every tour per stateroom to spend towards a shore
Amazing.
excursion. So, and then we get our Wi-Fi included as well as part of More at Sea. And it's literally less than £30 per person per day on a 10-night sailing.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Honestly, you don't have to drink. And I'm a big drinker. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am partial to cocktail or seven. The fact, and you can easily spend that type of thing, even if you're just somebody who likes a casual coffee though as well, and a glass of wine with meals, and maybe a pina colada by the poolside type of thing. That you're already getting value in just the drink. I do drink maths. I don't like Wi-Fi maths and drink maths. They're the two things I do when it comes to kind of the extras on board a cruise line. And instantly, without a shadow of a doubt, you'll pay more than that on other ships, I think other brands, to just get just a Wi-Fi package. The fact that that's included with the shore credit, with the specialty dining as well, and as you say, it's not actually that expensive to add it onto
No,
your cruise. So it's a bit of a
gosh,
no-brainer to
no.
add it on.
And like you say, you get to the end of your cruise when you're on a cruise and you think, oh my goodness, how much have I spent in the bar? And you have that dreaded thing where you get it posted through your door on the last night before your cruise ends, and you think, oh, I don't want to do it. You haven't got that worried with us. It's all paid for in advance. So yeah, move
Yeah,
out,
you do.
definitely.
And then, because it's not just specialty dining as well. And the big one that I kind of gravitated towards when I started working with you guys as well is just how the dining works on board the ship as well. So it's
Yeah.
not as if you do kind of traditional main dining, second dining, which some people love, but I personally, I'm not a fan. There's nothing worse than kind of sitting on a table with people who you maybe don't get on with on day one, and you're facing 7 nights of chatting to people you've got to make small talk with, who you've got nothing in common with. And there are pros and cons, but I love the fact that you don't have to worry about that. You're not sat with people you don't know, and you're also not told when to dine either, are you, on board?
Exactly. It's funny, you said exactly what I always say on all my presentations when I talk to people is that, we have no fixed seating or dining time. And you're right, you haven't got to be down at dinner 8 o'clock every single night, sat around a table of people that you don't really like every single night.
It's so awkward
It's
though, isn't
so
it, if you get
awkward.
it? And it can make you cruise. Don't get me wrong, it can make you cruise, but you still have that option though as well. If you make friends on day one, you can choose to dine with those people as well though. So you can still, if you are the social butterfly and you love making dinner friends, you can
Mm,
still do that. It's just
mm.
you can choose to do that. And I think
Yeah.
that's the key thing, isn't it?
Yeah, for definite. Yeah. No, we're really proud of the dining we offer. We've got on most of our larger ships, we've got over 21 different dining venues on our ship to choose from. And, NCL is very well known for the dining options that we offer our customers. And because we are, again, the freedom and choice is, you can dine in the big, lovely main dining restaurants and you
Yeah.
pick a la carte off menu and you order whatever you like. But then you also have the option to go to our specialty restaurants, the smaller, what I call the more intimate dining restaurants. And, that can range from anything from our beautiful Hackney Steakhouse, where you can get the best steaks at sea. And I know that's a bold
Amazing.
statement
Yeah.
here, but I stand by it. But then, you've got our show dining as well on teppanyaki, where, you sit around the grill and you've got a chef there and he's
Yeah.
cooking all the food for you in a show form. He's
Yeah.
cooking eggs and it's landing and tossing it and it's landing in his hat and tossing a shrimp and you've got to catch it in your mouth. It's
Food
no,
everywhere with me. I've got no coordination with things like that.
that's why I've never invited you on any of those diet everywhere. No, I mean, that is the beauty of what we offer. We've got very casual dining, more formal dining, but then we've got our 24-hour pub style food in the
Yeah.
local or Oceans, which is our
Stunning.
24-hour chicken wings and burgers and hot dogs and nachos and
Amazing.
pretzel bites. So yeah, something for everyone for sure.
It's one of those things as well. I think there's a certain empowerment as well to not feeling like you have to have a sit down meal every day as well. There is something really lovely about just having a casual meal. And I call it like the cruise food crawl type of thing, whereby I literally spend a day just going to all the casual eateries, because some of the casual eateries on board have some of the best food ever. And as you
Wow.
say, it's really comforting, but it's really
Yeah.
fulfilling as well. But
Mhm.
you can eat more because you're just constantly
Mhm.
grazing throughout the whole
Yeah.
day type of thing. And I love nothing more than that, of just kind of waking up and letting the cruise, the ship kind of guide me around
And
all the
that's
little
exactly,
amazing little casual eateries.
you do what you want. There's no timetable, and that's the biggest takeaway I think for
Yeah,
us.
definitely. And then I guess a big one as well, maybe if people haven't come across NCL before, where do you, in kind of the broader category of it type of thing, would you say you are adult only? Are you family friendly, multi-generational? Kind of maybe just a brief overview of kind of where you sit in that market.
In terms of kind of where we sit and our demographic is very much sort of 45 years plus, I would say. We are very what we call multi-generational. I always give the example, and everyone laughs at me in the office, is I always say, Granny and Granddad wants to take the whole family away on a big holiday
Totally.
or a big
Yeah.
celebration, big birthday holiday. Every age group on our ships is catered for perfectly. We've got something for everyone on our ships. Kids clubs, teenager areas, interconnecting cabins for families, great for couples. We've got adult-only venues, which is Spice H2O, which is my favorite part of the ship. Spice H2O is just the loveliest part, where it's a nice position at the back of the ship, where during the day you can just sit there and sip a mojito and just watch the world go by, lovely soft lounges. And then by night, it really comes alive, and you've got DJs playing, and there's, all sorts going on, and you can dance under the stars type thing. So that's
Amazing.
nice. That's a nice
Yeah.
venue for sure.
And obviously, like, you've got nightclubs on board as well. So it's not as if kind of like some cruise lines whereby come 11 p.m., everyone's in bed, tucked up, ready for the next day type of thing. You obviously have amazing nightlife as well. So it can go on into the early hours if you are a bit of a party animal, like someone who may or may not
Like,
frequent ships quite often. Like,
go sing you down there at 2 a.m. in the Bliss Lounge. Yeah, we do. We have great like nightlife on our ships. Can be quite lively. Bliss Lounge is usually the place that most people tend to congregate in the evenings,
yeah,
open until the last person leaves. And yeah, nothing better than when you've been dancing the night away and you just fancy, when you just want to get that one last drink for the road and a little bite to eat before bed, then
I
head up
wouldn't know
to
what you mean at
HQ,
all.
head to our local Oceans pub and get chicken wings before you get to sleep. Perfect.
Yeah, amazing. Like, sounds like my idea of heaven, honestly. Like, I'm so bad. I know myself and I know I'm going to do it, and I set myself up for it. I'm like, I'm going to be your problem in about 3 hours' time as I'm walking past. Like, just one more. You don't need one more. Like, I don't need it, but I want it.
Oh, I
It's
love
so bad.
that. Oh, I love it.
I'm happy to be around kids, but I'm also happy that there's a space where I don't have to be as well, type of thing. So to
Definitely.
know that I can kind of just go and switch off and relax as well, and I have to worry about kids kind of running around,
Yeah, no, for sure.
is so nice to have that space. And I think, as you say, it's so great that I think it's testament, I think, to why you do so well is because you cater to the whole family. And, multi-generational travel is so difficult nowadays to find kind of,
Mm,
in
mm.
a land comparison now, to find a resort that has amazing dining and food that the adults are happy to eat, but amazing activities for the kids as well. But are you okay just to share with people a little bit more about what they can expect if they do bring their kids on, what they could maybe get up to for each day?
Yeah, so we have our complimentary kids club areas on all of our ships, and they range from anything from 6 months, which is our guppies, which is like our small little
Oh,
toddler groups,
yeah.
up to 3 years would be within the guppies section, and this is where parents can accompany their children. It's more about sort of open play, sensories, and areas where they can play together. But
Mm,
then, we have our Splash Academy, which is the best kids clubs at sea,
yeah.
ranging from anything from 3 years old up to 12 years old. And what the youth staff team on board, they split all of the children that are on that applicable cruise into age groups.
Yep.
So, we'll never ever mix a 5-year-old with a 9-year-old. We always make sure they're put into groups, so all of the activities that they have are all, relevant to the
Yeah.
ages of the children on board. But they can do anything from crafts, sports themed nights. It's all very flexible
Yeah.
programming as well, and they absolutely love it in there. The kids clubs just
Yeah.
run there every morning, and it gives the adults some time, to have
That's the
their
key
own time.
thing. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's the adults are the ones paying for the cruise at the end of the day. So, and I know
Yeah.
families always say this to me. They're always like, "But I want to go away and spend time with my kids." I'm like, "You say that until 48 hours in, then you wanted them to be in the kids club having a great time." And this is the great thing about it. Again, these are all kind of, amazing kids clubs where they're going to be looked after, but they're going to have a great time and do activities they're interested in as well, which
Yeah.
frees you up then to enjoy the pool time. You can go to the adult
Mm,
pool for an hour or two and just have that couples time as well, which is so important to family this day and age as well. And that's
mm,
just the kids club. That's not including all the other activities which we've talked about, like, the laser tag,
yeah.
the water park, the splash pads, all the
Mm.
other amazing things you've got on board the ships as well for families. I think it is the ultimate family holiday.
Yeah, exactly. And then, with our kids clubs, we then also have our entourage, which is our teenager areas.
Oh, cool.
Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, when you're a teenager, you want to have your own area, you want to feel
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
And within our teenage areas, we actually have an adult. It says no adults allowed on the door, so no adults
Amazing.
are allowed in
Yeah.
there. And in there, they hang out, they do what teenagers do, be cool, and
Yeah.
they've got gaming areas, video gaming. They've got sports courts. They've got their own nightclub area as well. And I never
So
forget it. And I will
cool.
tell you this. I was on my own cruise last year with my partner, and we'd been out all night. We'd had a few drinks. We went down the Bliss Lounge. It got to midnight. I'm ready for my bed now. And literally, we were walking back to the cabin, and the teenagers were still partying in their night.
Yes. Yeah.
That made me feel old. But again, again, they love it. It's
Yeah.
complimentary. And we do also group babysitting services as well. So,
Amazing.
the kids
Yeah.
can be dropped off. Adults can go off and have a date night or whatever as well.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's so important to families this day and age as well. It's getting harder and harder in it to go away and find quality time together,
yeah,
but also as well,
definitely.
whereby families can still have individual time as well. Because I think it's so
Yeah.
important for kind of kids, adults to kind of have that personal time when you're away as well. And the fact that you've got all these different spaces, and all my family say to me, they're like, "Oh, I don't think my kids will enjoy the kids club." I'm like, "They will." Confidently say, like, they will. They'll have the best time ever. That they'll make friends in there as
Yeah.
well, and then they'll want to go to see their friends each day they've made. And those kids as well
Mhm.
will be friends in general. I've heard so many tales about it where they're friends for life.
Oh,
They
yeah.
become, pen pals in the modern version of pen pal, Instagram pals, if you want to call it that, even though they shouldn't be on Instagram. But they do. They kind of still
Mhm.
keep chatting to each other, and they form
Yeah.
those lifelong friendships. And because the demographic on board as well is so international as well, they're meeting people from, Brits and Americans are intermingling. You're meeting people from around the world as well. So
Yeah.
they're learning about other cultures in the kids
Absolutely.
clubs and on board the ships as well. So I think that's really exciting and important as well for families. If people don't know, it's really good to talk about the fact that you are the only cruise line with go-karting on board. I think that's such a cool feature to have. And that's the pioneering kind of design you guys are bringing to the cruise industry.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were the first cruise line to launch what we used to call back then was a supersized cruise ship. And actually,
Yeah.
looking back nowadays, that is not supersized at all. But yeah, I mean, we are very proud of our fleet. We've got 20 ships currently sailing in the water. We've got larger ships that are sort of just shy of 4,000 passengers, but those ones have got what I call the bells and whistles on them.
Yes.
They've got
Yeah.
the go-kart tracks. They've got aqua parks. They've got rope courses on them.
Yeah.
We've even got a walk the plank where your customer can walk out on the plank and it extends 8 feet over
Really.
the side of the ship and
Nope.
then it drops. But I always say don't
Not for
panic
me.
because we do provide a safety harness. It's not for me either. No, I'm not one of them. But you know what? Like you say, it is all about choice. And we've got larger
Yeah.
ships that have got those amazing thrill-seeking activities on them. But then also we've got our smaller ships that, can be just under 2,000 passengers
Yep.
that have got none of that. They've got
Yeah.
pure deck space, perfect again for the more what I call traditional style cruiser, the
Absolutely.
adult
Yeah.
only that want none of those gimmicky bits on
Yeah.
them. So yeah, we like to think we've got a varied fleet for sure.
Yeah. And that traditional cruise market is booming back again. I think, we had this recent trend in the last, say, 10 years where it was all about multi-gen and it was about kind of sticking, as you say, and I love it. I'm not knocking this. I'm a big fan of go-karts, water parks. That is my type of cruising. But I think we're now seeing again this another mini boom again of kind of people are harking back to kind of not the old style, but that traditional style of cruising where it's more about kind of the destination focus. It's about going off to amazing ports and experiencing that. And that is going to be the more traditional cruise market. And I think it's great that they can still do that with NCL as well. They can keep it within their kind of love of NCL and take the family away maybe one time on one of the more modern ships that has all the kids' facilities and activities, but then still go have an amazing immersion cruise as well in places like and this is why I get excited talking to NCL. Your itineraries are incredible. You have some of the best itineraries in the industry because there isn't a place your ships don't go. And you go them in interesting ways as well. It's not like you're just doing round trips out and back, doing the Caribbean circle type of thing.
Mm, no.
You go off the beaten path. Even on your bigger ships, you still go to exciting places and you take the ships on like transatlantics. You go not unusual. You don't go the easiest, quickest route. You're happy to go the scenic route on your transatlantic. So you can still do a transatlantic and get that longer time on board, but go to
Yeah.
places like Canada. And I love that.
Yeah. And I love what you said there, Kieran, with when you've got customers that are they're very much you either get a cruise customer that is very much about the ship, about the what facilities are on. They're very much about what is on the ship. Or you might have a customer that is very much about actually, I want to know about the destinations that cruise is going to, and it's about where they visit it. And yeah, you're right. With NCL, it's we go to over 400 destinations worldwide,
Crazy.
and
Yeah.
people don't realize where we go. And, we go to Asia, Alaska. We were the first cruise line to have a ship based in Alaska. And it's been
Really?
so successful. We've now got 5 ships in Alaska.
Yeah. And
So,
you guys do Alaska so well as well, and you
we
cover
do.
the whole world breadth. You've got the kind of cookie cutter inside passage, which is a classic for a reason, but you go further north as well, don't you? So you go kind of to the tip of Alaska, you go kind of
Yeah.
all around it.
We're really noticing, I'm sure you agree, is, we have people that have been sort of, really dreaming about that perfect holiday of cruise they've always dreamt of going to, that bucket list destination.
Yes.
And,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we have what we call our extraordinary journeys, which are our real what bucket list destinations where you can almost, go to Alaska, go to Antarctica, South America, seeing all those amazing scenic sites that you've only ever dreamt of doing. And you can reach those places with us. Hawaii is another one that we really class ourselves as unique with, as you know, is we were the only cruise line to have a ship based home porting in Hawaii. So, we can get your customers to Hawaii straight away without having to waste 3 or 4 days getting them there.
Jiguri, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you actually get to explore Hawaii as well, because by the time you've done
Exactly.
that crossing from America and,
Yeah.
having to do that kind of crossing, you've lost so much time type of thing. And if you are time sensitive and you want to really immerse yourself in Hawaii, that's where your Hawaii product, Pride of America, really does sing.
Absolutely. No, I am absolutely vouch for that. And, Asia, we've seen a real focus and demand
Yep.
in Asia. Japan is definitely one that seems to be selling week after week for us
Yeah.
at the moment. But for us at NCL, it's all about our bread and butter, which is Europe.
Yeah.
We've got 10 ships in Europe for this year,
Wow.
on sale for next year. And, taking in some of those gorgeous classic Mediterranean ports, that
Yeah.
you imagine Florence and Pisa, Rome, Venice. We do some lovely Greek island cruises around Greek Isles and Croatia with an overnight in Istanbul. So getting that
Oh,
culture in there as
amazing.
well. So yeah, I mean, destinations that people didn't necessarily know we go to, but we do it very well.
That's the thing that took me by surprise. Kind of, I put you into the cookie cutter family cruise market, and as we've worked together more, and I've learned more about you guys, the breadth of destination with NCL is one of those. Can you go there? But with NCL, 100%. So I think you could pretty confidently say, no matter where you want to see in the world, yes, there's a ship that'll get you there with NCL type of thing, and you're doing
No.
it with that amazing, relaxed, luxury kind of
Mm.
experience or premium experience where, as you say, amazing food, amazing drink, amazing kids clubs activities, entertainment type of thing is just the perfect way to see some of these
Yeah.
destinations.
One status or one destination that I feel is very unique is Caribbean in terms of our program. So,
Yeah,
we've got 16 ships touching the Caribbean across this year. I mean, it's
amazing,
crazy.
crazy.
Um,
Yeah,
I know, but those ships are departing. 10 of them are doing different American cities. So, we've got our normal Caribbean that goes from New York, Miami, Orlando. But actually, we've also got our cruises around the Caribbean that departs from Port Canaveral, New Orleans, Jacksonville in Florida, Galveston in Texas, Punta
amazing.
Cana as well in Dominican, and San Juan in Puerto Rico. So that just shows that we're touching every corner of the Caribbean. But then what we're seeing is a lot of people want to add sort of stays on pre or post, doing tours, land tours, cruise tours and things. So really sort of making it their own amazing holiday. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing about it as well. It's more time away, isn't it? So not only are you getting the amazing cruise experience, but these are some of the bucket list destinations for some people as well. New York, especially. Obviously,
yeah,
we know Orlando. I love Orlando. The company's magical traveler, after all. We know what's in
of
Orlando. It's going to be all
course.
the Disney Universal. Epic Universe is coming as well this year. So there's more
Yeah.
reason than ever to consider an Orlando holiday as well. Then you've got tons of options then as well to kind of extend that. If you want to do the kind of really manic theme park thing, smash the theme parks, but then have a nice relaxing time around the Caribbean as well and just indulge afterwards, which I've done many times. It is an incredible way to kind of do the chaos of the theme parks, but then just wind down afterwards, but still have that elevated fun experience as well. And then a big one as well that I want to touch upon is entertainment with NCL as well, because I think you have a really unique entertainment program as well. Obviously, you're going to find signature shows as well that NCL are known for as well, but you also have your kind of Broadway shows that you bring on board the ships as well. So customers can come on board and get not just kind of I wouldn't say cookie cutter, but they can get what they would expect from a cruise entertainment, but they also get kind of more entertainment brought on as well from land.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah, again, NCL, we're proud of the entertainment that we provide your customers.
Mm.
We've had performances such as Six the Musical. We've had
Six so
the
much.
Jersey Boys doing a full 2-hour show on Norwegian Bliss. We
Yep.
have had Footloose, Kinky Boots, Priscilla,
Amazing.
Queen of the Desert. If ever you've ever seen that, the most amazing raucous
Yeah.
drag act ever. Now we're really proud. We've got Donna Summer the musical. We've got Beetlejuice the musical in on our ships
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. So, we're really proud that we can offer that type of level of entertainment and standard on our ships. Even down to our resident Burn the Floor, which is a real iconic dancing
Always.
magician
Everyone
act.
raves about it.
It is always full on every show. They do 2
Yeah.
shows most evenings, and it's full to the rafters. But the reason being, it's all some of the Strictly Come dancers of actually
Right.
touring around the NCL ships, performing like the most amazing dance
Really?
sensations. So, yeah, our
Ah,
entertainment is
amazing.
is definitely one to watch for sure.
One really exciting thing as well, and I know in the press as well, you've just announced you're building another class again after the Prima Class, which is amazing. But closer to now than where we are type of thing in the world now at the moment. Obviously, you've got your new exciting Prima Class as well, and she is a stunning, stunning ship type of thing. So are you okay to kind of share with the people a little bit more about kind of what the Prima Class means to NCL and some of the exciting places they can go on a Prima Class ship?
Yeah. So Prima Class is our newest class of ships. And I know you were lucky enough, and I was lucky enough to have you on with me on board Norwegian
Mm,
Prima, sort of
mm,
having a good look around and spending some time on her when she was first launched.
yeah,
Prima Class is it's our most contemporary class of ships. So we've got Norwegian Prima and we've got her sister ship, Norwegian Viva. And she prides herself very much about the fact she's very contemporary in the
yeah,
style and the look and feel of her.
stunning,
We've got the go-kart tracks on board Norwegian Prima doing around 3 decks. So the track goes around 3 decks on the
crazy,
ship.
so much fun.
Oh, it really was. We had a great time on there. And we have the Galaxy Pavilion as well, so the world of virtual reality. But Prima offers so much more than that. She's got so much choice when it comes to the dining that we offer.
Yeah,
One restaurant in particular was the Indulge. I don't know if you remember that, where you've got the
no.
street food. And
Oh,
yeah, so in one restaurant alone, there was over 15 global cuisines from around the
wow,
world, all street
amazing.
food. And there's little street food carts that are all sort of scattered around, and
Yeah,
you just walk around and help yourself to
I
whatever
love
it is you
that.
fancy, and then you order back on the iPad. So that
Yeah.
one went down very, very well, and so well that we're going to actually launch Indulge on all our future ships as well.
Yes. Yes.
So
I think it's the way that it's going type of thing. People want that excitement, I think, of kind of being able to explore somewhere, and it feels like a bit of an adventure. And the one thing I will say about your
mm,
ships, they always feel like an adventure. There's always somewhere new to uncover and a new venue to explore. You
yeah,
as soon as you feel like you know where everything is, you just find something new to explore. And I love that sense of
yeah.
excitement you get when you step on board.
The Prima Class is very much about building. It's about creating that extra space, that
Yeah.
whole space ratio for the customers. There's more areas for the customers to really take themselves off and just find a little nook somewhere and just relax
Yeah.
and enjoy the atmosphere. So we're very much about creating space on board the Prima Class of ships. The Haven, oh, absolutely stunning, which is obviously our luxury part of the ship.
I say I had
We
a nice little tour around it. So when I was on Getaway, I had a tour around the Haven as well, and
Mm,
it's just lovely. And the ship within a ship concept is
yeah,
certain people definitely, and I was one of those people that I wasn't really keen on it until I got to go inside. And now I'm like, I need to earn more money so I can afford the Haven because I want a this level of kind of luxury and service and just kind of have that sense of privacy as well, which some people want when they go away. They want the kind of wider ship facilities. They still want the multi-venue and they want the multi-dining and all that type of stuff, but they still want to go away and have the little private kind of haven, which is why it's so beautifully named type of thing, but to have kind of that
mm,
level of service as well and attention to detail, which is not that you don't get it outside of the haven, it's just elevated or to a whole new
yeah,
level of haven, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. I mean, if you've got any customers that love the finer things, they like to have that bit of exclusivity. They get the Haven suites that can range from anything from a 2-bedroom right to a 3-bedroom that can seat up to 7 people. Great again for families, great for multi-generational groups of friends, but you get a butler as well. So you've got the butler there that would be able to look after you during your cruise. So, you know, with the Haven especially, it's a little retreat area that you can be, no one else can come in, and you can still have that area to enjoy. So it's a
Yeah.
nice part.
And it's lovely because it's got its own bar, isn't it? It's got its own
Yeah.
pool area as well,
Mhm.
its own lounge type of thing. So it is multiple spaces as well. It's not like it's just a key carded area. You've got your whole kind of little mini ship within a ship concept, which
Exactly.
is
Yeah.
great. If you're into that bracket and you love that type of thing and you want that bit more exclusivity to get away from kind of the hustle and bustle, it's a great option.
But no, our Prima Class ships. So Prima's been sort of from Southampton this year. So she's doing around sort of from Southampton around Norway and Iceland, proving very, very popular with especially new to cruise customers that have never sailed with us before. And then she takes herself to the Caribbean for some warmer climes during the winter months as well. So
Amazing.
yeah, and then there's the
She's
same
a
with Luna.
beautiful design as well for that kind of outdoor space, and it's something that you as a fleet you do really well with. But that whole kind of promenade, that whole kind of outer facing concept as well, to have kind of
Very
loads
much.
of space to kind of enjoy the
Yeah.
warmer weather, or even sightseeing in places like Alaska, though. So
Mm.
you may not be sunbathing, but you still want to be out on the deck and you want to be sightseeing. Your
Yeah.
ships are designed perfectly for kind of that space
Oh,
to
for sure.
connect with the destination as well.
Yeah, we've got the most beautiful observation lounges on our ships, which are great
Mm.
if you are in places like Alaska or even in the fjords. And it's just a beautiful bar lounge area almost that's floor to ceiling of windows. And you can just
Lovely.
sit there. Imagine being in Alaska
Yeah.
in our observation lounge. So yeah,
Oh,
you're right. Very much about, you know, having that space, that feeling to be able to just relax and just
yeah.
look out and watch the world go by.
And that's what the Prima Class brings, isn't it? It brings even more of that stuff type of thing.
Yes.
So as you've mentioned before as well, it's the kind of guest to space ratio is higher, isn't it, on the Prima Class?
Oh,
So you are paying a little bit of a premium for that luxury, but you are then getting a lot more deck space, a lot more kind of dining space. So there's not going to be any kind of pressure points, are there, kind of where
no,
there's going to be lots of people gathering around because it's been designed intentionally to offer every guest more space on board.
absolutely.
But you've expanded upon that again, haven't you, now as well? So kind of you've got the Prima Class, but you've also got kind of this new subclass within Prima as well, which is your picture behind you is the Norwegian Aqua. She's
Yes.
got kind of the next step again from the Prima Class as well. So you want to share with the guys a little bit more about
Yeah.
what Aqua's doing, and as you've alluded to earlier, the Luna as well, her sister ship.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, yeah, everyone here at NCL is getting very giddy and excited.
See, she's close, isn't she?
She's very close. She's only 6 weeks away. And yeah, Norwegian Aqua will be our brand new ship joining the fleet, and she will form the brand new Prima Plus class. Again, taking all the best bits from Prima and Viva and forming the Prima Plus class. And again, it's all about even more space. So, you know, again, more outdoor space to really enjoy. And she's going to have lots of unique new differences as well. So the
Yeah,
biggie has got to be the fact we're not going to have a go-kart track on Aqua
yeah.
and Luna, but we are going to have the very first ever slide coaster, which is like a roller coaster at sea.
It
I
looks
can't imagine it.
incredible, honestly. It looks so much fun. Like, can you imagine? Because this is, and again, if people haven't visualized this, and there is a video that I've put on the YouTube that shows the kind of previews when they came out, but it has a launched roller coaster like start at the start of the slide. It's like a water slide with a launch. It just looks so much fun.
It's going to be a dual slide, so you can literally do two slides at once.
Amazing.
And yeah, I can't quite imagine how that's going to. I just can't wait to try it. So yeah, so that's the big one is the change there.
Yeah.
The other change is going to be very much about the Haven. So we're going to launch the very first 3-bedroom,
Oh
3-tiered
wow.
duplex suite. So it's very
Wow.
much about, you know, 3 floors of Haven, which again is going to be something very unique, and lots of like areas of eateries as well. So we're going to have like a vineyards bar, so lots of wines from all around the world. Our first ever plant-based restaurant, so for plant-based
Amazing.
food,
Yeah.
which is great. So we've never done that before. Yeah, lots of new things coming, but
Yeah.
very excited. And Aqua is going to be taking herself again to the Caribbean, which is again a great ship as an addition to the
I could
Caribbean.
say she's great actually for those who want to do cause isn't she doing refresh my memory? She's doing Miami, isn't she? Or is she doing
Yes.
Florida? Sorry,
No,
Miami or Port Canaveral.
mm, she will move across to Port Canaveral.
So this is the ship again. So a lot of my customers are Disney fans, Universal fans. This is the ship to kind of focus on if you are looking to do that kind of Disneyland and sea break, or Orlando land and sea break as well, because you can do that Caribbean cruise, still have that amazing, with the water park as you just talked about as well, and all that kind of, amazing enhancements that you're going to get from the Norwegian Aqua. But equally as well, if you want to then take an epic universe, I keep talking about it, but it's the hot topic for Orlando this year.
Yeah.
This is going to be the great land and sea combination as well, if you are looking to do that break as well.
So yeah, very exciting times for us here. So we've
Mm.
got Aqua, then next year her sister ship Luna will be coming, and then we have another 4 ships on order for the next 4
Crazy.
consecutive years.
Crazy,
So
like really bold ambitions. And again, it'll be exciting to see the new innovations coming as well with the next class of ship as well, to kind of see what they're bringing. Are you allowed to say much more about the ships? I know there's been a little bit of information about kind of the potential size of the ship as well, which is quite exciting for Norwegian.
yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, we've not really got a lot to tell. It's still early and still very brand new, so I wouldn't even be able to guess it. But all I know is that we always will take the best bits from all the
Yeah.
previous classes and just make them even
Yeah.
better. With always little added charms in there as
Yeah.
well. But we will be drip feeding sort of within the coming months little
Yeah.
snippets of the exciting news. So watch this space to find out more about the
Definitely.
new class. Yeah.
And that's the exciting thing. There's always something new coming, isn't there? Even within kind of the existing fleet, there's always new kind of innovations happening as well, and changes and updates type of things. So even if you maybe have tried NCL and you think, oh, I know it, it's always worth kind of coming back and just seeing what's new with NCL as well, because things are always changing and innovating as well. So definitely.
Mm.
And I think one thing as well, we've obviously talked about kind of the Prima Class, but it's not just families and couples you do really well with, is it, Eva Laura, as well? You have probably a pioneering in the industry program for solo travelers on board as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a chance to have a look around actually, because it was on a turnaround day, so I didn't get a chance to go into it. But do you want to just share with the guys a little bit more, maybe for those solo travelers, about what NCL does that's unique in the industry to kind of cater to people who do want to travel solo but still want to be part of a bigger group?
Yeah, I mean, solo traveling for us is, well, we've seen an increase of over 30% in the
Really?
last 12 months of solo travelers.
Wow.
When it comes to traveling independently, we do it very well. And, I always say if you've got customers or any of you that, you're independent, you want to travel alone, but you don't want to get penalized and having to pay a whopping great big single supplement, then we offer our studio inside cabins with no single supplements.
Yep.
They're just fantastic. They've got everything that you need in them, very compact, but they're just perfect for a
Yeah.
solo traveler. Uh, but then what's even better is, they come with a nice little community lounge called our Solo Lounge. And it's an area where solo travelers are only allowed in there, but it's an area where they can almost sort of mingle and mix with and catch up with solo-minded guests. It's nice because we create a real sense of community for them in there.
That's
Um,
the key thing, isn't it?
it is because, you might have people that are newly on their own that feel a little anxious traveling on a cruise for the first
Yeah.
time on their own. We take that away. We reassure them that they're really well looked after. And
Yeah.
the solo lounge, especially, we often put little messages on the board to say, we're going down for dinner at 7 o'clock tonight. If anyone would like
Yeah.
to join us, we have an NCL host that will always go in and check in to make sure everyone's having a wonderful cruise.
Amazing.
It
Yeah.
becomes a real sense of community, and
Yeah.
people travel year after year in our solo cabins. But what I love is the fact that they have been so successful that we've now rolled them out across every ship within the fleet,
Amazing.
but
Yeah.
also on all of the cabin categories. So outside cabins,
Oh,
balcony
really?
cabins, and suites now all can have solo occupancy at a reduced charge. So yeah, it's great.
Amazing. And I think as well, with like kind of maybe the younger demographic, I'm talking millennial down as well, who maybe are working
Mm,
from home more than ever. This is a great opportunity to work from ship as well. So if you kind of want to go away and explore, you can as well book the kind of solo rate studios and still kind of have access to that Wi-Fi connection that we all need to kind of now, those of us who can work from home type of thing.
yeah.
But then for amazing destinations, like what an amazing way to kind of work
Oh, for
from ship
sure.
thing into a working break type of thing. I think that's
Yeah.
so just to have that safety net, as you say. So if you are maybe anxious about being on your own, knowing that it's a private area only for solo people gives you that sense of
Mhm.
safety and security of kind of you're not going to have anyone potentially walking past you may not know, but also
Yep.
then as the community, I think that's such a key part of it.
Mhm.
solos as well. So you can try to get a coffee from the lounge type of thing and bump into somebody else, just strike up
Yeah,
that friendship. And you could
absolutely.
potentially go for dinner with them if you wanted to.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
great to have that kind of option for everybody who you, it's not just for solos. It has multiple
No,
ways you can be a solo as well. I think that's the thing. You can
I think
totally
that's
be by
key.
yourself and keep private, or you can
Yeah.
be sociable if you want to as well.
But remember as well, going back to the whole multi-generational thing, and solo for us works well because, you've got groups of friends that are traveling together as a group, but then they don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to share.
Yep.
One might
That's
snore, I
me.
don't know.
That's me. Yeah.
But then there's that option to keep that cost down. Um, but also, if Granny and Granddad want to take the family away, they can do. Or if it's just say Granny wants to take her children away, she can have the solo cabin, and so there's so many ways you can use it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's what's so cool about it is it's not just, oh yeah, the solo cabins. It's so well thought out that it caters
Yeah,
to such a wide spread of potential
definitely.
solo travelers, which I think is why it's such a great and successful program as well.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you, Laura. It's so exciting to have you kind of on board to share firsthand directly from you kind of yourself about kind of all the exciting things that Norwegian do. We're only just scratching the surface of kind of what NCL have to offer because we can talk again equally as long about kind of the amazing Alaska program and kind of
Yeah.
what the ships in Alaska have to bring. Obviously, Pride of America is such an important kind of ship for you guys as well. There's obviously the Prima Class. We could talk in depth about the Prima Class as well. So this is just kind of a bit of a very long jumping off point into just kind of how amazing NCL are. But if anyone's kind of had their appetite whet by watching these videos, then definitely reach out to me and kind of have a chat. We can talk about kind of maybe finding you the right ship or the right itinerary as well. And we can kind of help navigate you through whether more at sea is the right option for you in your cruise. Spoiler alert, I think it's going to be, but obviously we can have that conversation with you as well. But you can find me online under magical-traveler.com, or you can find all my social media under magical TRVLR. Other than that, Laura, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, not at all. I just want to thank you for the time today, and it is such a fantastic cruise line to sail with. There's so much on board our ships from every age group, loads of activities. The destinations we go to are incredible, and like you say, we've just scratched the surface. There's so much
Absolutely.
more to see. So yeah. Thanks so much for your time today, Kieran. It's lovely seeing
Fine.
you.
You all the best, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
See you
Bye.
later, everyone. Thanks, Bye.
I hope